Yo, YouTube, this is Jordan Steele 88 coming at you with another video. And I'm going to do the preview of the Steelers versus Ravens. The game is going on this Sunday, so let's get into it. It's an AFC North battle between one of the biggest rivalries in all National Football League, Steelers versus Ravens. So I'm going to talk about Baltimore. They're going to be out without Lamar Jackson, for what I heard earlier this week. But I'm not going to underestimate the Ravens because they don't have Lamar Jackson. But that Huntley dude, he'd be pretty good though. And the running backs, I don't know if J.K. Dobbs is playing that game, but I think they got Gus Edwards in the backfield. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, but J.K. Dobbs, I don't think he's playing that game. So, but we'll see. Because their running backs are pretty good though, like J.K. Dobbs, Gus Edwards. They'll just use J.K. Dobbs and Gus Edwards. They use them for certain packages and all that, but they can be pretty good. Now the wide receivers, they don't get much attention, all because Mark Jackson was doing all that running. Although Jackson's not playing this game, but they don't get targeted a lot. But they can be pretty good though. But they got Deshaun Jackson in there, who they picked up from I think he last played for the Raiders, I believe. But the wide receivers could be pretty good though if they get targeted. But because Baltimore's wide receivers, they don't get targeted much, because of the way the offense is run. But in the tight end, Mark Andrews, he is one of the best tight ends in the game. Because Mark Andrews, the tight end, he gets targeted more times than anything. Because he gets targeted a lot. So, yeah. Because Mark Andrews, he's one of the best tight ends in the game. So, and their offensive line is pretty good with Tyler Linderbaugh in center. They got a pretty good offensive line. Now, defense, this one gets most talked about Baltimore all these years throughout the Ray Lewis era and Shane Mosley era. Because Baltimore's Ravens defense has been talked about in their history. Because they always got a top 5 defense or top 10 defense. So, now the defensive line, they got Calais Campbell, the veteran. They picked up from, last he played was Jacksonville a couple seasons ago. I mean, I know he's a veteran in that defensive group. A tall defensive lineman at 6'7" or 6'8". I mean, he gets the passes though with his height though. He can still play though, because we're not gonna underestimate Calais Campbell though, because still pretty good. Still can wreck the game some. Now the two linebackers that could wreck the game, especially Justin Houston, also a veteran, can still wreck the game at times with his pass rushing ability. Now Patrick Queen, he looks like he'd be a legit playmaker, and he can wreck the game too. So Patrick Queen, I mean, he might not be as good as C.J. Mosley or Ray Lewis, but he's probably above average middle linebacker at best, and a pretty good one. They could run sideline to sideline. So now the corners, this is what gets most talked about by Baltimore. This is what gets most talked about the Ravens. It's their corners. They're two bookend corners, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey. They could both play the ball, because especially Marcus Peters, he can play the ball pretty well. Marlon Humphrey is a playmaker at the corner position. He is like a playmaker at the cornerback position. Now he can play the ball, but he's more physical in the corner. More physical too. Marcus Peters can be physical at times too. And they got rookie safety Kyle Hamilton for throwing deep passes at times though. So yeah, because Kyle Hamilton, he's a first round pick, I believe, of this past year's draft. He's a pretty good one too, and a playmaker at best too. So yeah, now because Baltimore's defense has always been good from year in and year out. They always got one of the have a top defense from year in and year out. So yeah. So So that's all I got about to talk about the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens. So and that's for the Steelers, man, because this is a big rivalry right now. This is the AFC North rivalry. I mean, back in like throughout the almost throughout the 2000s and the early portions of the 2010s, that rivalry was intense. It was a blood battle. It don't get no better like AFC North rivals like Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Both teams can play defense. Both teams can play defense. So Kenny Pickett has a test at hand. He's a pretty good test at hand against that defense of Baltimore. They're on top of the AFC North while we're still in the basement. So we've been in the basement since week 2, I believe. So now the keys of the game for this Baltimore Steelers matchup is we gotta pressure Huntley. Although he may not be like Mark Jackson, but sometimes contain him. We can stop their run too. Because Huntley may not be as good as Mark Jackson again, but he can sure find Mark Andrews. But we gotta contain Mark Andrews because all these years, Steelers have trouble containing tight ends. Because tight ends have tore us up for years. But we cannot let Mark Andrews wreck the game. We cannot let him wreck the game offensively. We must not let him wreck the game. So, and on the defense, they got game wreckers. What I talked about a minute ago. Because Marlon Humphrey and Mark Spears, both bookend corners, could wreck the game. So, because Kenny Pickett has got to try his best to avoid either one of those guys. But Kyle Hampton makes it even more harder. So, yeah. So, it's just like we'll hope the Steelers can pull out about 3 straight wins, though. And they got to play a full 60 minutes football. Y'all keep for 2 straight games. Ever since for 2 straight games, we have not done that. We have not done that at all. I know y'all need to get George Pickens the ball a little bit more. So yeah, because Baltimore got so many game breakers on defense, and then one on offense. But they cannot take Baltimore lightly when they don't have Lamar Jackson in there. The Baltimore Ravens are not to be taken lightly. So yeah. So because this is a huge AFC North matchup, but if we can win this game, we might make something interesting towards playoff time, even though I don't see this team going to the playoffs. Or we might make something interesting in the AFC North. But hey, because Baltimore's on top, they look like they can win the division. So yeah. So that's all I gotta say about the Baltimore Ravens and Steelers matchup going on this Sunday at Heinz Field. Not calling it Acrisure, still Heinz Field to me. So this is Jordan Steele 88 coming at you with another video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. And as always, here we go, Steelers. Here we go.